the Finance Committee meeting to order for the night of April 30th, 2019. All right, welcome everyone. All right, so what I did today, I made copies for everyone to see where I'm at. However, I'll explain that there's so much missing. There's just so much missing still. I did get, let me start by saying this. I reached out to Rocco. What I wanted to do was, well, first, Laura put together, Rocco converted one of George's spreadsheets to Excel. I'm sure he's converted a lot more now to Excel. So Laura, yeah, so
okay,
what it does is, I didn't print it because it would have been pretty extensive. It's 1,500 lines. It details everything out by category. And then, so what Laura did was basically take all of our last budgets that we got, put it into the spreadsheet, made sure everything totaled. Anything she changed, she put in red. I found a few other things after that because I had fixed formulas when he originally gave it to me. It was not a big deal. I mean, just going through fixing the formulas. But then what happened is I found a couple of things, and I think I don't know if it's the way it copied over, if it's how he used to do it in other towns. But I'll give you an example. It looked like this part of I think it was under DPW or Parks and Rec, I forget, I had it at 60,000. They actually had it at 55,000, and it looked like the fertilizer and seed supplies were zeroed out. And I think that was a mistake, so I put it back in.
Although I think we want to just double check and make sure it wasn't in another line item. So maybe
So what I'm doing, so what I did was, I added it back in, just for now. So I added it back in. I also then noticed under the general government, there's about 15 lines, very small amounts, 2,500 here, whatever. It's called other government. And the last several years, it's had 110,000 in it as a line item. This year, it was missing 15,000. So again, I don't know if when he copied it over or something. I just don't know the answer to these things because Rocco gave us the spreadsheet. Laura went through, and that was part of a selectman budget, I believe. So it was short by like 15,000. So at this point, what I did, and skip this page, go to the one with the checks and X's on it.
Oh.
Yeah, don't go to that page. That one's ugly too. You see this one with the checks? So what this is everything from what Laura did on hers, and what I did was I moved everything that was FY19 from our book, and I put it over into the annual town meeting budget. If you look in the FY19 column, right? So I basically did that from our book. However, what I need to double check is the school and free cash, I think, to make sure that those numbers are right from last year. Do you have the final? I think I have the final. My dog ate it today,
I have it because
but I was able to salvage. Yeah, you think I'm kidding?
He
The
has,
dog-
he has a knack for exactly.
Took my computer, knocked it off, ripped the bag apart that it was in.
Jeez.
I was surprised it worked. So I took it, here's the annual town meeting. And I took it from that, Laura. That's exactly what I took it from, your
I
book.
think I wrote in,
I couldn't find the things I wrote on, maybe because I might have burned it.
yeah, so school, what we ended up with was just the request. The department request was the one voted in.
So then,
So it is the.
look in this number that I have here, it would be like on the second page, in the school department. 2189, or is that?
No, that doesn't match.
876.
No. This must be something in it that's in a separate line item.
Well, there is,
Is busing continue, or?
busing is separate,
VOTEC,
The
maybe?
last thing that he
Yeah,
just sent
VOTEC
me
was
to,
this.
'cause that had
It-
been
maybe the
No, this is-
vote,
Oh, it's the VOTEC. It's the VOTEC money. Hold on. So,
why, she includes it in her budget, or, no, it's a separate line item, VOTEC. Oh, you gotta take it out.
in the worksheet,
Yeah.
yeah. Plus VOTEC, which is 751, 166. So 21,
Because that 49,255 matched. See the line items recommended by Finance Committee? That's what I put in. So it could be that the school's wrong because I didn't go with their,
Yeah, 'cause they got more than the
but it's still.
recommended.
right, because they stole the money.
Let me see if I have what he sent.
So then that would increase the budget by 200 grand last year. So I would have to change the school for the finals.
2189, okay, so yeah, so the 2189 is the Finance Committee recommended, so that's gotta get moved over to what was actually voted on, which
Okay.
was the 2320,201.
I have one more piece of equipment. Here it is. I have a mouse.
66, okay, that's fine.
Shoot. Oh, well. Yeah, we're gonna have to put it over here. Oopsie, yeah. Oh, it doesn't like that.
So, let's go.
So the school. Wait a second, this is what I have to do, close that out. I have to close them out, because it's not the ones with the changes I made. Don't save. Let's see what happens now. Open.
Okay, still.
New computer. I'll open.
Ask Zach for some help.
6,000 off.
No, I just need to get to the
To know it.
USB drive. All right, so I need to go with the ones I just saved at work. Not at work, I didn't say that. All right, so school is here.
So it's gotta be this number here.
It's above that. DPW, school. All right,
Gonna be up $500.
free to look
That's
on
not
it.
right.
All right, so, but I took your numbers, Laura. What are you doing?
What are you talking about? I'm sorry.
I took your numbers from here and made sure that,
Are we on 19 or 20? Well, I thought we were talking about 19. I'm looking up last year.
we are talking about 19.
Okay. So I didn't do 19.
No,
But 19, what you need to do is you need to adjust your school number.
888.
Your school number needs to be the number that was voted on, which is the 20,320,201.
Okay,
Because that's
hold
the
on.
requested amount.
That is going to
Yes,
just,
and that agrees with something I've got from the school here
Yeah.
too.
that is gonna really wreak havoc with numbers.
It's
still potentially off a hair, I think.
Department summary. Okay. So, department summary. School department. So how much was last year? FY19 budget.
The school department, like not with busing or VOTAC.
Right.
Was 20,320,201.
320,
201.
2, okay. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Mm. That's this year's, okay. And then do you have school busing at 936 and then the VOC at 751, 166?
Mm-hmm.
So those didn't change. It was just the school. So then what do you have for a total budget?
So total budget with just the school adjustment,
Yeah.
because that was the only thing I think that was different on the vote,
Yeah.
is 49,386,058.
Perfect, so that's what I have on this. I think I gotta put it in two places though. School. Maybe several places. Okay. So what was it again? 20,320,201.
201.
Okay, so then 19 should be all set. From just a budget standpoint. Or,
So what's the new total? 49.
so it should be 49,386, 506.
No, I think it's 50, I think we're off 400, so hold on one second. So 49,255, 3.
Oh, no, this one's good. 49,386, 058?
I think it's 49,386.
506.
Oh, am I doing something?
I think it's 386, 506. Is that what you have?
I have 49,386, 058.
I had 058. On your sheet or on the book? Two different numbers, because I'm getting two different numbers.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I'm doing what you have in here.
Yeah.
And the difference.
I'm getting a difference of
Saving to too many different
$448.
things.
49,386,058.
Yeah, maybe that one
I think
already-
what was voted on at town meeting is 49,386,058.
Okay, that's what
But-
I have in this on my department summary page, which is, I didn't copy that for you guys, because I thought I did, but I'm thinking I didn't. $49,386,058.
So this page is off by 448.
It is.
We can go back and see if
It
we
is.
can double check. Yep,
I can fix that, because
okay.
after,
Yeah, because when you plug that in, I would think you get 506 is the last three numbers.
yeah, I did. So what am I off? And I can probably,
$148
48.
You're coming up with the 506 now, right?
on Michelle's sheet,
Yes.
506, but
Yeah.
the book,
But my
all
department
right.
summary, see, has
Yep.
the 058.
Oh,
So my department summary is correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then what I did was I took Laura's FY20 stuff and I put it in both of these for now because, so these are the same, these next two
Gotcha.
columns are the same as our baseline budget. So to come down to the 54,72814. Okay, so that's zero variance. This 15,000 variance is that 95 to 110 in the general government,
okay.
which is, where is that?
Are you looking at something on your computer or on?
Yeah, just on the
Okay.
computer, I'll, here
No,
it is,
that's
I just
fine.
went by.
I just wanna make sure.
Nope, it's in yellow though. It's like the Christmas parade. All this stuff. Anything in red she changed. Is this it, maybe? Didn't I just see it?
Yeah, there was just some yellow.
Where is that? Higher than that.
Right there.
Yep. So see how this was 110, it's been that way, I believe, for the past few years. So I wanted to make it that, it really came over as like missing 15,000 worth of stuff, which is
I
like a
suspect they just,
self-help, a recreation commission, budget, the Christmas parade, agricultural commission, patriotic activities fund.
I suspect they just didn't have anything, so they just left it. I think you probably just had Rebecca fill in what they had, and then it's probably one of those fill-ins after
Well,
the fact.
So that kind of goes to my next thing. So I put everything in here, so now we have at least a comparison from last year to this year. However, I don't have all the numbers I need to even find out what we're really off. So what I just did, and that's one of the reasons I was late, is because I took our numbers, because I kept going back to him, and he'd go to Phyllis, and then back and forth. So what he did was put Phyllis on every email that we kind of went back and forth. So I need information from them in order to find out how much, if we're using the same numbers, Phyllis tomorrow took this sheet that we did, and I said it was, the red were the changes we made or any updates to Rocco's sheet original. She said that they've gone through and made some changes themselves. So this is what I mean, so
Okay,
she is, yeah,
we're never gonna be able to manage
we're not.
changes.
So what she said, how about I just go through and compare it for you, Michelle? I said, okay.
But why are they making any changes at this point?
I wonder if it has to do with when they converted over and all of a sudden things were like zero. Remember I told you? Because I think that's weird.
But it was like odd little things.
It was
wasn't
odd little
anything
things, so that's why I took it, that it was a conversion issue, or maybe George was playing around with some things before.
I think it was just lack of information from Rocco's part.
It could be that too.
So I'm worried about version control right off the bat.
Well,
Right,
so what I did was send her mine, that I did. She is going to do a comparison and let me know what she finds that are different.
'Cause then we have
Then
to go
I'm
to
going
each
to, no,
department.
well, I'm gonna ask her why they're different. I do know that they did take, because I asked, I said, I saw that one of your numbers, because I went and filled in, if you look at the summary, the baseline summary that we have. So I tried to fill in a bunch of the numbers that I did get from them today, which all the local receipts they were able to give me. I also, but I need the prior year levy limit so that the next line down, the add prop 2.5 will calculate so that we can see how much we have. And I need to get from Melissa the debt exclusion is on that side. And then I don't have these numbers for the capital stabilization fund, loan repayment, water surplus, solid waste. I don't have those numbers.
The transfer to the capital fund?
And then the transfer to the cap fund, I don't know if you have that.
I would think that's gonna come from Rocco, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
can
So
tell you
all
what we
these,
voted
so
on.
I have time Friday morning. I put that out there. Rocco's not in the office tomorrow. Wednesdays he doesn't work. So I think the tax title treasurer for 25, I think that's probably
Always
standard.
stays, I would
So I'm not worried about that. The overlay abatement exemptions, probably the same. So I'm not worried about that either. So I need the transfer to capital stabilization, and that's from Rocco. The total appropriations, which is the budgets, we just don't know it. We have our number. I can put in,
I would think any changes too that they're making, we'd wanna kinda confirm them with the department.
oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that, but,
I'm a little concerned about our timing of, like,
well, because I talked to Phyllis, and Phyllis is like, you need to be able to, for the warrant, to do, and I'm like, yeah, we need it for the warrant. So,
but we haven't even gone through and done any recommendations or any of that stuff.
but
so-
here's the thing, I'm not really sure we can really move forward until I have these numbers.
Right,
Because we don't know really what the actual number is that we're short or there. I just don't know.
So when are you meeting with them?
So I'm gonna talk to Phyllis tomorrow on the phone, and then I'm gonna find out if they can meet Friday morning. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I have some time, I could meet with them basically between 8 and 10:30 is what I have. That's, so, because I have prom activities. So, that's where I'm at.
The capital number's still a little up in the air because we did vote. However, one of the items was voted, it was the wireless upgrade at the schools. We only authorized that to happen if they were able to get a 50% reimbursement from the company.
Okay,
So I don't know,
But not only that, just because you guys voted on it doesn't necessarily mean the
the
that the
money's
money's
there,
gonna be
right, so some of the
transferred, so
articles
Rocco's
could be
obviously
passed,
hopefully gonna know that,
but I don't know.
right.
right,
I
so.
do know that we sent Rocco the details of what we voted on today. He
Okay.
asked for that, so,
Yep,
So he's probably doing exactly that.
right.
yeah. So, I need to get numbers before because I told him, I said, I'm trying to do a revenue to expenditures proof so that I can see what's out there. So, that's where I'm at this point. I have my spreadsheets here, but, which I just gave you a copy of the pages I'm using, because I think Chris had put in an extra at the end, going through stuff. So at this point, I don't know, I don't even know what version he's taking of budgets. You use the latest versions, right? Not the real needs, right? Or you did?
No, I went through and everybody's
2%.
2.49.
Yeah, whatever the
you want.
original
Their
was, yeah.
lowest budget.
Yeah.
Their lowest budget. is our
However,
baseline.
I don't know if that's what's being used because the ambulance number he gave me today,
Well, being used in what way? Because we're managing that expenditure part, so. And he's
I-
got our worksheet,
what?
and he's got our worksheet,
Who?
Rocco.
He has our worksheet, but,
So, used in what way? Like,
well, you don't have the number, it's not in the worksheet. How much they contribute to the town, the ambulance fund.
but that's in the fire department's budget
It's in the
that he
fire
has.
department's line item, but
Yeah,
to populate like this, it's like this, where is it, 685, like the other available funds. The 685. And that is with, because of the dispatch. Right?
Is that the levy limit from last year?
What's that?
Is that the levy limit from last year? Looking at,
Is
like,
it
our
the same
trainings
though
and
with
I
the
don't know.
school at the new,
Prior year levy limit,
Right.
2019.
can't we open this? Oh, my ambulance open.
so what is the levy limit that you have?
So this spreadsheet here has, I don't know if,
Do I
that's the
have
number
that
you
somewhere?
got in there, right? This is that training that.
Oh, right. Oh, good one. 19. Oh, so I can put that in. That goes in.
So I'm guessing it's just the
So-
next year, like even though it's under the FY '20 column on that spreadsheet that I just handed you.
Oh, yeah, that matched last year's. So now I have, oh, that goes in.
So it would be the next column, I'm guessing.
Yep. 'Cause then it calculates, so if I put
Right.
in this one, it is 27,320.
Trying to see if I could find the debt exclusion. Came across that.
Right, and then the Prop 2.5 calculates automatically. Growth was 225.
Do we have an estimate in there?
I don't have an estimate,
Might-
that's what the
yeah,
number
they
they gave me.
probably- Oh, that is, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not
Paula
sorted.
gave me
Gotcha.
that today.
Okay.
Going back to the fire question, so we need to use the ambulance number that matches up with the budget that we've used, which is the 2%, it's 2.39 or something.
there was-
So the
okay.
yellow column in the fire department, so whatever we're using for a baseline budget, we should use the baseline ambulance contribution. If we then can adjust up to include dispatch.
Correct.
Theoretically,
Right.
and we'd have to confirm this with Tim, we would then up the
Yep.
ambulance contribution.
So that's what I mean, everything that you took, I put into our baseline. So, because that's what it is.
Right, but you're talking about the ambulance, because that ambulance contribution's not in the expense side. Right, so you're talking about the ambulance contribution?
Yes,
Yeah. So what do you have for an ambulance contribution?
685.
So 685 is the higher number if we were to include civilian dispatch. We don't have that in our baseline budget. We have the 2% baseline budget, which only has a contribution of 560. So we're gonna have to, I think that's going to need to be a variable, and we'll have to wait
Yeah.
and see which
I'll-
way we go.
Yep.
Although in theory, if they can afford 685 now,
What?
I was mumbling, sorry.
If he's giving, well, if he's giving that,
Right. But I think the
So I'm
intent there
wondering-
is to cover.
right,
for
well, the other
obviously-
question is, like, what are they what are the department heads talking, you know what I mean?
I think the hope, obviously, the hope is that we'll be able to afford and fund the civilian dispatch with the higher contribution from the ambulance account as part of it.
Right, and I guess what I'm gonna say to that is, you are correct. I just don't know what versions Rocco is now using.
For the revenue side.
Yes. No,
So he's got the version that.
he has the version that you did,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's what
And-
he used.
And he's got the last fire file too.
Correct. He has everyone's last files, I now believe. So that's why we need to get on the same page, because I don't know if everyone's given their last thing and this is the real needs, this is what they need. I don't know.
I guess I'm missing the question, because.
No, it's not a question. What I'm saying, I know what you're saying. I'm saying we gave Rocco what we tied out to from a 2% standpoint.
Ish.
Two-ish,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, the lower one.
Right. However, I'm not sure if he's already gone by that and is using what people want.
But what is he using it for? Because ultimately, we're going to,
We propose a balanced budget,
Right.
correct?
and we gave him our file, so I would assume he would be using our file.
I don't think so. I don't know if I would assume that. That's what I'm saying. I need to have a conversation with him. I didn't talk to him today. It was just back and forth through email. So I need to find out. I don't know what conversations have taken place, so I don't know where he's at for what he's using. Yes, we gave him ours. But like, I asked him, I'm like, did you add back in, using the general government, did you add back in the general government? I don't know the answer to that. We included it in ours as, actually, I don't know if you included it, that 15,000. Or did you go with the 95 or the 110? Anyway, I can look up, but I know what you're saying.
Well, I think the whole point of the exercise of what we're doing is that we all ultimately end up using the same version, and that's why I'm a little concerned like that. If, you've made changes, Phyllis has made changes, we're now not working out of a master sheet anymore that we all need to be on the same page with. So I think that needs to be step number one.
Right.
Which I think, so I think we have two
I don't
components.
disagree. I'm just saying Phyllis is going to identify what differences between their budget that they have and our budget.
I just don't see what differences we should have. They gave us their last budget.
Right. And maybe we don't
we
have a
tied
lot,
out.
maybe it is just a couple small
And if it's just
things,
those
so.
couple of things that he didn't have on
Yeah.
his, but that was out of the select, that's out of that, the ghost, the miscellaneous account. So let's do two things. Let's just, let's kind of put it into the two buckets, because one kind of will obviously feed. Obviously, the number one priority is getting all the revenue numbers, right, Michelle? So you've got to,
Yeah, hold on one
Yeah,
second, I'm
that's
just
everybody.
updating this.
if I can help manage the expense numbers and we keep those consistent.
No, I'm listening, I just,
I'm just trying to think, I think I'm gonna be, unless it's those few little items that were in there that were zeros, that we just need to have a quick conversation with somebody about, they assume you just missed them and they need to just go back in, because it's all little consistencies.
right,
Nothing else should change.
Right.
And if it did, we're gonna have to
Then
go
it-
line by line and check it
And that's the
again.
point, that's what we don't wanna do, because that's what we just did.
Right.
And there needs to be a point where we say, that's it.
But I think Michelle needs to have her meeting on Friday, because I'm sure that there have been things that have transpired since
That's
George
what-
left that we are just
exactly,
not
that we're not privy to. I think
Right.
there's probably a lot.
Yeah. But I think we have to
So
be,
before we spend a lot more time trying to figure out the expenditure side, what,
I think the revenue is the priority at the moment.
Right. Well, I did,
Is the local receipts number, is that like a current estimate, or is that last year's number?
the local receipts, I got that from Rocco today.
That's a
All of
current
these,
estimate.
all of them, I got local receipts, water receipts.
Oh, I'm sorry, cherry sheet, I'm
Sorry.
sorry, I just.
Just your estimate, latest estimate,
Okay.
but that's from last year, that's why it's highlighted.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it.
One just came out today.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
gonna go
gonna
on
say.
Evan.
And I'm not sure if I have the right one. 12,767,347. That says 19, oh, never mind, that's 19, but, see, that's not even,
Should I have my computer off, does that
I
bring
know, I'm
it?
just gonna get online and go get it. I can do it on my phone, but. then-
Yeah. I printed that. I put in 12,767, does that make sense?
That's the 19, that's 19.
Oh, that's 19 here. I did
cherry
print,
sheet estimate.
I did print out.
I don't know why 19 would be an estimate though.
Yeah. I had. I thought I had another sheet with that. Oh, yeah, it's behind it. What's the sheet behind it?
That's the chapter 7, that's,
School stuff?
chapter 70 school stuff, yes. No, wait. What year is this though?
I got it off the web today. Both of them.
So what was the question? What was the number you were? 1276.
Yeah, I think I might have put in the wrong one.
So 12,767 was the initial estimate based
That's-
on.
that's what I
the
put in.
2019, so that now we're up to
That's,
the house. That's all in. I don't like this new format.
Yeah, the format's,
but either
Before
way,
that
it's
changed.
probably hopefully up from this
Estimated receipts is-
11,906 that's in here, or do we?
well, 11,906 was last year. FY '19.
I thought this,
So did I copy the wrong thing?
no, I'm just,
Oh.
it's just weird, cause this is, says, I thought this column would match that 11,
Hold on, I can just pull up 19 too.
6, but.
Yeah, see?
We changed the format a little.
So should it be 12,431? 315, or total receipts? 13,079. Are you pulling it up on your phone?
You
Yeah.
try, you're pulling it up too, though, right?
What do you, what, the 19?
Is 19 still listed as an estimate, because it's not over? Is that?
I don't know.
No, they start it with, last year's. So the
As a
first column,
balance.
as the,
Yeah.
and the starting point.
Yep.
So 12,767 was the ending last year.
Is there even any access in here?
I had to go on my hotspot, that's why it's taking so long.
It's just loading.
Let's go.
Well, that's loading. I had two questions on
Mhm.
the expense side. Under the other deficits, is that where the overage for waste would go? Solid waste?
Yeah, I think we would have to put that in there.
Okay.
Now, that's a good question.
And then what's this teacher salary deferral?
I think that was the teacher's salary deferral, was that when people were retiring and we had to pay them benefits?
I don't know.
We didn't even use that last year.
We didn't.
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was blank. So I think it's just an old line item that didn't get deleted.
Yeah, I think he just had all the different categories, and so let me write that down about the deficit of solid waste.
I think the reason that this is like 11 million instead of the 12,767, because this is net with the assessments. It still doesn't come out exactly, but if
Which one, I'm
you,
sorry? How are you doing?
Can I see that spreadsheet that you have over there?
This one?
The cherry.
There you go.
So, like, this is the receipts, but down here is the estimated charges, so you,
Yeah.
like, but it still doesn't come out
Right, which
to
would
that
be
11, but
that-
it's closer.
It would be, where's that other sheet? I had the one-liner, because I think it gives you total net here, see? Doesn't that give you the net? Small print.
Oh, yeah, but it's for, this one's FY20.
Yeah, this one is.
Yep, okay. Yeah, so I think you'd be,
I might have printed that in the wrong
I think
space.
you'd probably be okay using that number.
What is it? The
12,431, 315 as an estimate, at least for now, right?
Yeah. So let's put it on this page here. And what did you have, 12 what?
431, 315. Which makes sense with this.
Which kind of makes sense. It's up from the 11,906 last year,
Right.
524. It's J18.
Final.
This is J18.
Oh.
So the 12,431. So I need the debt exclusion number. Debt exclusion. And there's a note on here that he got that from treasurer.
Treasurer, I would say.
So that's why I wrote Melissa. So I put in the cherry sheet, and then I just need the other available funds.
This 1296,340
Mm-hmm.
is the actual total.
Subtotal, yeah,
Yeah, it should be down there.
Yeah.
So it's just in the wrong spot.
yeah, I think, yeah. I'll put it down like this, down here. But if that's the case, look, that says we have that, no, and that can't be right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that can't be right.
No, this,
So I'm missing numbers.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
On
But
the
I'm, this
expenditure
on the
side.
expenditure side. Expense data, oh,
And I would definitely verify all of the revenue number, you know, like.
Yeah.
Make sure we're looking at the right.
Well,
things.
we just got that, so I'm good with that.
Which one, I'm sorry?
The one that we got from the training documents,
Yeah. I would
but I'll verify.
double check. Paula should be, if you just
Yeah.
show it to Paula, it should be, it's probably a book on the assessor's counter. If we walk downstairs right now, that probably has the number right on it, but.
So Paula about that, Melissa about that, and then these guys, I'll just go to Phyllis for these.
I think that number below, based on the numbers that you just changed, may be correct. Because that went up by $1 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if our,
And the other one went up by 500,000.
right.
Yep. But then this number isn't right, though. This number here. It's pulling from the expense data sheet, 075, and then it minuses G10 and G12. So expense data sheet is 075. Oh, see, it's not pulling the right.
If-
So,
No,
yeah,
oh, no.
it's definitely not. Because see, look,
Didn't I read, I probably should read the email that came with it, that the next cherry sheet I thought was gonna be approved May 8th too. Although.
out of
it was
the
so
wait
close.
house,
House just came out.
It
so
was
we're
just-
saying
I think, I read somewhere the other day, May 8th for the next
this
one.
number, right?
Oh, that's case
Last
of
cherry sheet.
075. It's the same number.
Didn't I read
I was
that?
looking to see
Yeah.
what kind of capital.
Minus G10
But why
and
isn't it
G11.
pulling from 075 minus
the
G10?
House approved it, now
Okay,
it's over
but
the
that's
Senate.
on this
Okay,
page.
so I thought I said it was gonna approve it by May 8th.
So it's,
but that,
if we put that number there, less,
Oh,
there's the number.
that is the number.
Right.
Hmm.
It worked. Well, the formula. But we have to confirm this is from the expense
Yeah, the
data
Senate's
sheet of
expected to
049.
release its proposal on May 8th.
okay, I didn't make that up.
Nope.
This, I'll tell you right
I
now, this is,
remember Allison Sullivan, the state rep, had
That's where I
posted
read it, okay. Oh, so this cherry sheet is no different than,
2741277.
I think the last one I looked at. Okay, yeah. 13078.
Also mentions, I don't know how this comes in, 20,000
So that did pull that.
security
Right.
purchases and,
And then
For middle school,
Yeah.
total appropriation solid waste, that could be
I don't know
a
if that
bad
comes
number.
in, if that's like a grant
We
or if
talked about
that's
raising
coming in as regular funds or.
that number for next year, which is what he was talking to Phyllis about.
Right, so the DPW, did you include changes to add the solid waste upgrade?
Mhm.
Okay.
There are still a couple missing line items that, maybe, that I asked him about. Workers' comp, those few other line items that would come from central, and he left them because he hadn't gotten them yet. I'm like, okay, could you get them? So he's gonna probably come back to me with 3 or 4
Yeah.
numbers. I think there was 5 line items altogether.
Yeah,
That matches.
yeah, so it matches.
So there might definitely be a little increase if he comes back with those 5 line items. They usually come from, what do you call them?
There's something that's,
No words. Like the charges that are like done centrally for his department. Like the workers' comp.
even if that's just all the
I'm
summary.
There's a try, no, I'm like, I can't even think of it.
It comes up to that.
I'm just gonna
I
go.
think I'm just on a
Charges from
different
central
page
that he
right
hasn't
now.
That,
gotten
that
yet.
can't,
I'll go with that, that's.
I'm telling you right now, this.
You know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
It's gotta be this, I think. So I need to ask Melissa for debt exclusion, and then, I don't know if that's right, but we'll see.
Then we have to think about how we want to
Because-
figure out,
Oh, and I don't have the free cash number, so that is
yeah.
Rocco. So if we get Melissa's number, Rocco, the free cash, I need all this number, all these numbers. You seem pretty general. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm
Or
not
actually, I can go to Phyllis if Rocco's out tomorrow. I just took a screen and sent it to her. She was like, oh, okay. So that was good. They're very responsive.
Thank goodness.
Who is the
There's no way. It's just no way.
Phyllis or?
Phyllis and Melissa are.
Like Rocco and,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've had, Phyllis is really quick
yeah,
to get back, which is nice.
yep. And Paula too. Paula got right back on the,
Yes,
the
yep.
new growth, so, which is good. So I need to hit Phyllis, Melissa, and Paula tomorrow. Because Paula's gonna I just wanna confirm the prior year.
Mhm.
And then this will have a base. But we started out with
Yeah.
that, and now we have triple the other way.
Yeah.
That can't be
So
right.
something doesn't.
We'll have to think about how we want to best figure out any potential adjustments, like what's going to be the best way to
Yeah.
process that.
Yeah, I think so once I talk to Phyllis tomorrow, if I talk to Phyllis tomorrow, I'll be able to find out where,
Right, if she's like, every single line I have is different, then we have a
Right.
bigger, but
Right.
if she's like, oh, I've only found one change or something, we.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
we
like
just-
how we want to like
then,
mentally think about our changes.
I think we need to figure out, we'll be able to tell right away. Whatever's different, we'll be able to tell which versions they used,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about any tweaks to that. I'm
Yeah.
more thinking about like, let's just play it out.
Yeah.
We have some extra money. We're going on a long shot here. Let's just say now we've got, $100,000 more.
Yeah.
Than we did. So now we're gonna have to think about how we want to process.
Well, I think we need to prioritize what the,
That's-
well,
I'm just thinking from a structural, from putting information
then my
in
thought
front of
is, what
us.
if we do the real needs and put that out here too?
That's what I was thinking. You and I talked about that too.
Yeah.
Should we consider
And you
adding?
could do it, like, you don't have to do it in so much detail at first, we could
Well, you
just do it
kinda
as
do.
lumps and be like.
Unfortunately.
But it
Because-
shouldn't,
well,
be many, as many.
As
Right,
many
I know what
changes.
you're saying.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
as
yeah.
like a overhead and then
Yeah.
saying, okay, well, there's no way everyone can get,
Yeah,
Everything.
everything,
Yep.
but, it
Yeah.
seems like by.
so we probably should put the real
I'm
needs in.
thinking we probably should.
Yeah, if it's something
I'm-
that we could get kind of ahead of.
But you don't
so
have any
that-
time.
I'm okay. Just not Friday.
No, Friday, prom day. We don't have any time.
Chaos on
I have to
Friday.
go switch flowers. So I'm gonna do that.
But no, I'm good otherwise. But
Well, at this
but
point,
we
we're
can-
not meeting till next week. I need to talk to Phyllis maybe Friday morning
But
or Rocco,
I
so.
don't want to start working on something.
Let me talk to them.
Yeah, I want
So tomorrow I'm gonna
hear
talk
from
to
them
Phyllis.
first.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Phyllis. I will send an email to Rocco after I talk to her. And once I find out where she's at, I'm gonna send an email to Rocco, see if they have time to meet Friday morning.
It sounds like we're kind of.
That's, we're in a holding pattern other than that,
Yeah.
because I can't fill out any more of this
Right,
until.
Right.
Because this other sheet that, was in here is, this is like the budget
Dependent-
base. The other one
dependent on
was
it.
budget requests, like towards the end.
So
So-
really, we can just kind of theorize about like
Right.
structure and
So
process. after that.
overall, we're not in bad shape for filling out the forms. However, from a time standpoint, we're bad. Because I think what's gonna have to happen, which we talked about again, is after talking by Friday, we should have a very clear picture of where we're at.
Yeah, it sounds
so that
like
by
for our
next
Tuesday
meeting-
we should.
We should be able to say
Rough.
roughly where we're at.
Okay.
Meaning in, out, over, under,
We can add, we can stay,
Yeah.
or we can take away.
right,
Yeah.
Really.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have to look at people's, real needs. But I think maybe we do, maybe we split it up, or we do whatever, or I don't know if you wanna control it, or,
Yeah, I think let me look at my sheet and kind of try to put some thought into it, and then maybe we can do that, because like with this one, I asked Melanie, I said, I can't even look at the school. You understand it a
Yeah.
little better, it's in a different format, and.
We don't have
True.
a real needs there, so.
True. Bad example. But yeah, I think we could probably just strategize a little bit how
Yeah.
best to get the information in, and then we can kind of, then once
could
we
even
have a.
parcel it out.
Yeah,
Because even if we all
If we're all
had
working out
Vegas
of-
starting, we could kind of
Yeah.
copy and just do our,
we don't even have to,
our
because if
people or
everybody works
something.
out of out of the
That's
shared
true,
drive,
right.
Yeah,
it's
just save
a
it.
document.
Yeah.
You don't even have to, you just work out of the
So-
document.
I haven't done that in so long, I
know.
forgot that.
Because
That's
I'm
the
also
beauty.
thinking.
Yeah, we used to do it for projects in school, and you could see other people, like, editing it as you went through and stuff, so
Oh, that's
you
good.
definitely can.
I don't know much about that.
But I want to start it until we'll get to that point.
Yeah, I don't think we
And-
can really start it till after Friday, type of thing.
Well,
because-
unless Phyllis gets back to you
Right.
tomorrow, she gets whatever she's working off
On
back
the
to you,
expenses.
you get it to me,
Yeah,
we'll get back to the master document.
right.
Um,
Because I don't want to touch anything with the red that you already went through and changed.
yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, so we have that.
The red is mostly historic changes that were inaccurate or, last minute change of submittals, which really only were like fire, police, DPW.
Like school busing.
Because I think we just want to, right, the school busing we just got.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the only, we just need to wait, basically until I talk to Phyllis tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'll give her a quick call in the morning, see what she's seeing, see if they can meet Friday between 8 and 10:30, that's all I have. And then, once that is happening, yeah, we'll go from there. Because I need to know which versions they used, so that we need to move in a certain direction. I think that pretty much sums it up. And I'll get these numbers
The
tomorrow.
answer is they need to use our version.
That's
the answer.
well,
Unless they did get more updated information than us that
No,
we
we
haven't
have the
seen,
latest.
We
I
have
mean,
the
we
latest. That was our whole,
Should,
yeah.
we should.
With the exception of like those couple.
well, we
little
have the
tweaks.
latest, but I'm not sure if they did. They
Yeah.
did.
Again, I think that was the purpose of us doing this exercise and then getting that to Rocco,
Right.
so that we're all
Right.
working in the same.
Well, basically,
Unless they
it should be
made
separate
changes
and
to
come
the
together.
Selectmen budget or some,
Right.
their
That-
budget, town administrator
stuff.
side, yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Cool.
so that's
We didn't
that.
really
I
have-
think
So
we
then
have a
can
plan.
think about- And then we can think about our own department real needs. Okay.
I'll save this. I need to save it to my drive. USB drive.
I haven't been keeping up with the Chapter 70 increases, so I didn't even get a chance to read that whole article.
There's, I was on here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I just read, it didn't have, like, it didn't break it down as an increase, like, it just had a
And
number,
these-
so I don't off the top of my head have.
These were populated.
But it did go up, right?
Yes,
But it's not reflected.
I need that number.
like 19 chapter 70 was, I believe, 10,609,000.
why that
and
number's
this,
different.
like, that, what she has here is
Well,
10
it's
10,000,847.
from last year. But,
So that's
which makes me think that this may not be as,
increase.
I don't know. Because he just kind of put this down the bottom to tie out
Right.
up here.
General government restricted aid,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to put-
$40,000
Yeah.
ish.
Right. All right, good, let's wrap this up.
Again, I don't know the details
Yeah.
in here.
I can close that out.
I gotta print that out.
Yeah, because you left him out too, Laura, just
Left what out?
on the general, because that's how it,
Left what out? The,
yeah. It's fine. I won't know till tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day.
Yes.
All right, do we want to approve some minutes?
Mhm.
The two that I looked at yesterday were fine.
Yeah, the ones you sent yesterday.
Let's get the, I have them.
Does anybody need a copy, or are you all good?
No, I read it.
I was taking notes somewhere.
Was it February 26th and March something, right?
Yeah, March 12th and
March
February
12th.
26th.
It's in this file that the dog ate. Yep, the February 26th. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 26th and March 12th as presented.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so both of those minutes are approved. So our next order of business, besides what we just talked about Wednesday, Friday, there is the school presentation
Monday.
for, Southeastern, Monday at 6, if
Yes.
anyone is interested. I will be attending that, and then we have our regular meeting on Tuesday, I think.
Don't forget I won't. I'm out
Well,
next week at a
Everyone but
conference.
Where's
him.
this one? Vegas?
Yeah.
I said, where's this one? Vegas?
You're going back to Vegas? That's hilarious.
Just
That
as
is
like,
too
yeah,
funny, but this one, because this one is,
Work.
This
Work.
one's a lot of work, yeah.
that's funny.
Wow.
At least you're going in like not dead of summer. or
So it's not,
anything. That's good.
yeah, well, that's good.
next
All right,
Tuesday,
so, and you're out the whole week, right?
I leave Sunday and come back Friday.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so if anybody else, I'll be there on Monday and here Tuesday.
We'll be there
We
Monday.
planned on going Monday.
So do we have to,
School.
do we have to post that?
I already did.
Okay.
Posted for Monday and Tuesday.
Monday
then
is 6
before.
o'clock as well, right?
Yes.
Monday
Okay,
6
yeah.
and Tuesday 6, yep.
And that's downstairs, because it's a
Yes.
selectmen's meeting.
Yep,
And
Yep.
Tuesday 6, perfect.
yep, and that's it. All right.
On that note, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
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 All right, thanks, everyone.